Hello, my name is Léa, and this week we're taking 5 minutes each day to pause and reflect together on what it means to experience a desert season. Today, I want to suggest that deserts can prompt us to rediscover humility. In desertic areas, the lack of vegetation exposes the unprotected surfaces to the processes of denudation. Denudation means that natural elements, such as the wind, come on the bare surface of the ground and gradually remove its particles. Relief is reduced, rocks disintegrate, landscapes change. In the same way, when you go through a season of desert, sometimes it feels like you are being denuded. You are gradually stripped off what you used to carry, maybe hopes, dreams, or convictions. You are being changed. And while this can sometimes feel humiliating, it does produce in us humility, which, by the way, are not the same things. Humility is the state of being humble. Now, to be humble is a quality that is far from glamorous and probably not the first thing you want to put forward on your resume. Of course, we want people to consider us modest, not proud, not arrogant. But who wants to be seen as low in importance, low in condition, low in dignity? Yet this is what being humble means. The previous days, I mentioned one verse from the Bible that we can find in the Old Testament, in the book of Deuteronomy. The Hebrews spent 40 years wandering around in the wilderness, not knowing what the future would hold. Some of them had businesses that completely stopped. Some probably had family members that did not survive nomadism. Others, we are told, could not bear the overwhelming changes in their lives, and they felt nostalgic about the old normal. In other words, Moses is addressing people who have lost a lot, who have been denuded. He's speaking to many a weary, downcast, heartbroken people. But this is what he tells them. Remember how the Lord your God led you all the way in the desert. Well, your clothes did not wear out, and your feet did not swell. It was hard, yes, but you are well now. When you were hungry, God fed you. When you were thirsty, He gave you water. And in all the hardships you went through, you actually experienced something very profound of the heart of God. In all of this, and please listen to this, God humbled you to teach you that man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. Moses is comforting the Israelites by showing them how the desert season was for them a path to humility, a path that brought them to the realization that they are low in importance and low in condition, that they are humble. How is that comforting? Our words of comfort are usually along the lines of, "You're so great." How can lowliness be seen as something encouraging and positive? Well, I guess we have to keep reading until the New Testament, in the Gospel of Matthew, and hear the words of Jesus himself. Jesus, the figure that changed the course of human history and the way we count time. The one who is the way, the truth, and the life, the very God's made flesh, Jesus was humbled too. He himself went through the desert. He himself got hungry. He himself had to suffer and cling on to the truth. Man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. Well, that teaches us something about the heart of God, doesn't it? What our culture cherishes might not be what God actually values. maybe the path of humility is not very exciting and we'd rather choose the way to success. Maybe advertising lowliness is crazy and we hope people will think us great. Maybe there is nothing very fancy about the desert and we can't wait to be running and achieving and to flourish all over again. But maybe God does want to humble us. For me, in the last months, humility meant that I had to recognize I was having a hard time in lockdown and I was experiencing bouts of depression. But around Easter, humility was also a path for me to get closer to Jesus. In order that in Jesus we may have life, God was ready to humble himself, even to death and on a cross. Will we accept his radical yet life-changing invitation?